For this I was
good. So we're here. I'm about to meet a dog that comes from the same breeder as Jason Corey's dog. You can see him back there in the background. Stand right over here. So this dog is from Corpus Christi, and I'm in the Houston, Texas area. So he just rides loose? He rides loose? Okay. Oh. He's blue. Good. Oh man, he's gorgeous.
For this I was born.
My name is ErwinValderramos, and I'm the dog messiah, lover of dogs and persons. Watch, I show
For
you.
this I came into the world.
Hello, pleasure to meet you. What a beautiful dog. I'm sorry about that. I'm just, yes ma'am, Electra. I'll never forget that. Electra, and I'll never forget the growing up, the family dog growing up, Satan. Yeah, we'll never forget that. Wow, what a beautiful animal. Hey, handsome. Good. You know, I had a blue like that named Eliud. That was like my main breeding dog for a long time. He's colored a little bit like her. Wow, he's handsome. Beautiful. Good. When is the last time you weighed him?
The other day was 120.
Okay. He was 120 last week, huh? Good. And this might be a little odd. He's probably not used to, hello, good afternoon, having it's a pleasure to meet you, having somebody poking something in front of him. You know, hell, it could come across like a weapon to him. So we'll see. Hi, handsome. Good. And tell me his name, please, and how you... Kamau? Okay. Is that what you guys refer to him at? Good sit, love. Good sit. Handsome, papa. Yeah, he looks a lot like Eliud. Good. Okay. So he's definitely... Okay. So he's social.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how is he behaving now compared to how he would behave if we were like outside on your street in your neighborhood?
Right now, the same way. In the house, he just runs around.
Okay.
When he's loose in the backyard, he's just runs free, and that's when most time he don't listen to what he's not the e-collar.
Yeah, man, he's beautiful. He's got a good sized head on him. Okay, so right now you have the e-collar on him.
Yes. That
you got from the previous training place, and you have him tethered to that e-collar.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
very
the way
good.
They told us to do it.
Sure. You know, and I would, like I told you before, I would advise against that, because every time, you know, any tension is pulled on that, you're changing the intensity and how, you know, the consistency of the e-collar's static.
Right.
You know, it's just, there's too many variables there. So that's the problem with doing that. And hell, I would even guess that the manufacturer recommends against that too. I think a lot of times that little loop there is actually for like rabies tags and whatnot. Wow, he's really beautiful, that dog. Okay, and when you got him, so he comes from the same breeder as Jason Corey's Bruce Wayne, yes?
Yes.
What is the name of the breeder again, please? Zoe. What is the name of her kennel? Is it just...
It is Corso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so when you received him, you were telling me you guys flew to New York and drove back.
Yeah.
He was already 30 pounds.
Yes.
And his ears were already done.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And they wouldn't let us fly back. They said he was too large.
Okay.
So that's
fly back with him?
Drove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, very good. And he did well on the drive home, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's doing well on this drive here from Corpus Christi to here?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And so we've already spoken. So basically, bottom line here with him, so he's already gone to a training place in Dallas, and he was there a total of 3 weeks. It was a 2-week boarding program, but you had to have an additional week because work came up, yeah. So you had to keep him there an additional week, and I'm assuming that additional week, because you paid for it also, there was training involved too, yeah? It wasn't like just boarding? Okay. So there was training involved. So he technically had 3 weeks of training, and then you got him back, and he's on the e-collar. He's conditioned to the e-collar. And when you guys picked him up, he did really well, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you guys able to tell whether or not the gentleman was stimulating him or not?
he said he wasn't. Every command that he gave, he was doing it perfect. So he said he didn't have to stimulate him at all.
Okay, so there was no stimulation there. Okay, very good. Go ahead and let him check his chemo really quickly, and then I'd like to see a little bit of what you guys have done with him. Good. Man, he's beautiful. He's got a good heft to him. His bones are really good. Potty love, good potty. His bone structure is similar to like the dogs that I've had. It's a lot like Elliot. Hey, handsome. Good sit. Hi. And this is just the way he's been. Now he's pretty decent. He is a crotch rocket for sure.
Yeah.
But he is, so that's something that he does to guests. Does he do it to you guys still?
Yes.
Okay. So he's a crotch rocket. Okay, so we'll work on that. But he also sits. Was he sitting like that before he went to the training place? So he was already doing that before.
Yeah,
We taught him
a good,
pretty much all the basics. The
Okay.
only thing that we could not get him to do was to lay down.
Okay.
I don't know if it was out of confusion, just
Okay.
kind of like watching his body language.
Yeah.
You could see a little confusion and a little bit of I don't want to.
Okay.
But now
So-
he does it on command.
But
so.
yeah.
Okay. So he was already walking up to people for the most part and
Oh, yeah.
often sitting down in front of them before he went. Okay. And sometimes dogs will even do that because they're smart, because they can get a crotch sniff in like that too. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you guys were basically getting him to understand.
Yeah.
Now I noticed that, so he's either like, a lot of times he's like standing in front of you. Right now he's standing at your right hand side. Is he ever at heel much?
Most time when I'm walking him and trying to train with him walking,
Okay.
he's on my left side. But right, since he's just walking around now.
Okay. Okay,
Walk around.
very good. So this is what you guys have been doing. I recommended not attaching it to that and getting a rope lead, which you have now that you got from Tractor Supply, the ones that I have. That's fantastic. But go ahead and show me a little bit of what you guys, when you train with him, what you do. Yes?
Okay.
However you feel comfortable doing it. And keep in mind, you can't do any wrong. I'm just noticing his cadence with you, the way you guys are vibing together, and what you're doing. That way I can reference it in the future and know what I need to change and what I need to have you adapt to, okay? Very good. So you're training with him right now, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You pretty good about sitting when you stop? Okay, now I couldn't catch it. You asked him to sit?
Asked him to, yeah.
Okay, did you say the word no first or no? Okay, you just, did you say his name?
I did.
Okay, okay. I thought I heard two different things, that's why I'm asking. And again, can't do anything wrong, I'm just picking up, yes? And I know you mentioned, and you know, I've been training dogs long enough where I feel like I'm the progenitor of this. I feel like it started with me, but it might not have. But you said that with them, the stay was implied.
Correct.
Okay.
It's supposed to be, yes.
Yeah, supposed to be, because he's not staying put now. He stood right up. Okay. And typically when this happens, what do you do?
I kind of just, I guess, tell him to sit. I may tell him I just.
Okay. So you're doing good. What are you doing? Are you to the best of your ability doing what they instructed you to do?
Yes.
You are? So they told you, like in this situation, when you come to a stop, if he gets distracted and doesn't sit, to say his name, tell him to sit.
Well, just tell him one time, and what they said, they tell him one time, and if he doesn't do it, then that's when you use your e-collar, the button of the e-collar to correct him.
Okay.
And
so like right now.
yeah, I would use the e-collar.
Are you using it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just talking to you.
Okay.
But normally I would use the e-collar.
Okay. So let's do what you would normally do. Yes.
Okay.
Because I need to see all. I need to see all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
We'll
because
walk and try it again.
okay, because so let me tell you, I'm just, part of me was wondering, because if you would have told me I am stimulating him,
Oh, yeah.
because so you're doing the, well, and not maybe purposefully, but a lot of people that train with the e-collars, the trainers recommend that they keep their hands in their pocket. Do you know what I mean? And yeah. Well, and some people just do it because they don't want you to know. And trainers will do this. Like if you watch trainers that train specifically on e-collar, they'll keep the collar, the remote in their pocket, so you can't tell that the dog is being corrected or encouraged or modified. You see what I mean?
The difference is with him, you'll know when he's being corrected with the stimulator.
That's what I want to know.
He doesn't like he'll stop and scratch. Sometimes.
Okay, so see, that's what I want to know, because what I was saying was, if you were have told me I am stimulating, I'd be like, damn, it doesn't seem to be affecting him. Right, yeah, okay.
But he normally scratches right after.
All right, let's make him heel over there to the pavilion. Let's do it under there, yes? But make him heel as if you're legitimately training. So there, did you ask him to, and did you say his name?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay, very good. Stimulated?
I did.
Okay. That's what you're talking about, that like almost turns into pancake batter. Yeah? Okay. Because you felt the stimulation. And I ask you, what level do you have it at now? Do you know?
It was an 8.
Okay. And what is the range there? Do you know offhand?
Half mile.
Well, okay, thank you. But do you know the variable of the intensity of the static? So it's an 8. Is 8 in midway? Does it go up to 20? Does it go up to
100?
Up to 100. Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was just 1 to 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So again, he stood up.
Yeah. So right now,
Okay.
yeah. See.
Man, he's gorgeous. It's like a beautiful gargoyle. He's handsome. He's gorgeous. Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't like that static much, and he's just watching to see where the family is at. Okay. So what happens if like you walk around him, walk away from him? What kind of stuff did y'all do with him when you picked him up?
Now if I tell him to stay, he'll stay. I can walk off and leave him.
Yeah. Do it, please.
I'll sit. Stay.
So you know why he's watching you like that? Because I know that you guys were doing like getting him to come to you when you call him, yes?
Yeah.
From the stay. So that's what leads to that intense watching. Yeah? But that's that anticipation.
Okay.
And believe it or not, so it's kind of like that thought of waiting to be called will lead to a dog breaking prematurely.
Okay.
And like I told you, when you need him to come to you, it's not when he's sitting already looking for you to do it. It's when he's like running up and down along the fence for the neighbor's dog, or different scenarios when he's highly distracted. That's when you need him to come to you. Yes.
Yeah.
So telling a dog to come to you from a stay, it not only is it detrimental to the training, it just also makes them have anxiety, because it encourages separation anxiety.
Okay.
Because you're teaching, I can see it there. Like when you're walking away from him, other people might see that and see that he's looking at you and he's focused because he's being a good boy and staying put. No, he's basically praying to you, call me, or release me from this. Do you know what I mean? Call me to you or do something, yeah? So I know I said let's not do that, but that's what you were told to do. So will you show me that, please? Will you heel with him just a little bit over here, bring him back to more or less this area, then walk further away and call him to you?
Okay.
I know I just said don't do that, but I want to see what he was told and how he's told to manage the dog. Did you stimulate there or no? That's just him.
I didn't stimulate him.
Okay. if you remember to, when you stimulate him from a distance, maybe like raise your right hand up to signal for me, please. Thank you. Yeah, it's almost like there's fleas in the pancake batter when he gets popped. Did it stimulate there? So this is what I'm talking about. You see this intense focus and this looking? This is not him being obedient. This is him bartering. You don't want to leave me here. Let me come to you. And so coming to you right now is the lesser of two evils. And a lot of trainers will know this. You have trainers that watch my videos and trainers that I do consultations with. Whenever you're teaching a dog to stay, even if it's a dog that runs from you, if they break their stay, 90% of the time, for whatever reason or the other, they walk towards you. Especially if they have a leash on them. I don't know what it is, but you would think that they would get up and bolt and haul ass away from you. That happens. But look, you didn't call him to you, right? Oh, didn't I tell you? So what I'm telling you is true. He's just sitting there waiting for you to answer his prayer. And because you didn't answer his prayer, he's thinking, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways, yeah? Walking towards you. So, very good. So listen, so there are some things that I think that if I told you to do, we could improve his performance a little bit. But, and please don't take this personally, and that's why he's here with me, but he's sloppy. So I mean, like, it's sloppy, yeah. And it's not even you. I'm talking about and I don't mean sloppy just because the way he gives when he does these things, but he's just not really even. He's just not, like you mentioned the video on Roxy. It's not the same.
He's not.
Do you?
We said that
Yeah, it's like.
It's his personality. He's kind of clumsy and.
He is. I can tell he is a little bit clumsy, and he has that pendulous walk. So I can see all that, but I'm talking about like clumsiness doesn't have anything to do with him fidgeting during the sit stays. Do you see what I mean? I mean, not once this whole time has he really been able to sit still. I mean, he's either standing up, leaning up against you, standing up on this side. He's just like in La La Land. You know, different from like you can watch the plethora of videos I have of people picking their dogs up. There's just a difference there. Like the dogs are often going into the sit by themselves without being told. Like, so there is a little bit of sloppiness there, and all that's going to get improved tremendously. And again, because he already has had previous training, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, so I intend to take my time with him, like we've spoken about, yes? So I don't do like the short, so this dog was enrolled in a 2-week training program, so I don't do that. I do have a 3-week training program, but it's only available to local families, and they have to come and meet with me for classes, like 3 or 4 classes before I let the dog come and stay with me. So that program is not that popular because they call other trainers. There's a trainer right down the road from me. 3 weeks is $2,700, and they send the dog over 3 weeks. But listen, I'm telling you now, it's not really what you think. It's not going to be the same, yeah? The reason that you see the dogs performing at the level that they're performing with me, because I take the time to show them a faith. So it's not that the dog is going to listen to you because he loves you, wants to make you happier, is afraid of you because you have a treat. It's going to be an act of faith. He's going to trust that you understand the situation better than he does. And I'm just seeing a dog that he's had some training, but he doesn't know how you move as a pack. Do you understand what I mean? Like, pardon me for saying this way, but you three, I could see you three move in harmony. You three. Do you see what I mean? Like your boy's playing his role properly, your wife's playing her role properly, you're playing your role properly. He's just all over the place. He's not moving with you all. You see what I mean by that? So we're going to teach him how to move with you guys as a proper pack. And that's just going to take time. And part of the reason that I'm saying this also is because I don't know what steps I'm going to take to deprogram some of what's already been done. Do you know, like his aversion to the e-collar? Yeah, he doesn't like when he sees that thing. Yeah, and I can tell you with me, my dogs, I do work the e-collar with my dogs too after they've been with me a while. I grab the e-collar, everybody's begging to have it put on them. They're like, oh, let me do, you know, they're like getting in the way, pushing one another. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's the difference there. Yeah. So I'm going to address all of those issues. So he just has a negative feeling towards that e-collar. So you might see him, and you're likely going to see him in a lot of my videos wearing the e-collar, but I'm not going to have it turned on. Do you see what I mean? So that would be just to desensitize him. And anybody out there that is thinking about doing e-collar training with their dog without the help of a professional, or even if you talk to a professional, let me tell you this, yes? let the dog wear the e-collar for 2 or 3 weeks before you ever turn it on. So do you see? So in my opinion, there's not even enough time to let the dog. I mean, hell, the dog just slapped with an e-collar day one.
That's probably how they had to do it.
Yeah, of course, because they're stymied by time. And listen, so before I started doing my own thing, I worked at Good Sit Love, Good Down. I worked at training companies where we just had 2 weeks to train the dogs. And I'll tell you, I saw a lot of good, well, I'm going to say good people, good trainers, be harder on dogs than they wanted to be, because it's either dog goes home on time or I get written up. Do you see what I mean? And the problem with a lot of big training institutions like the place that I'm talking about, I'm the only trainer that I know of that got hired that actually came from a canine academy. In fact, the canine academy I went to lied to me when I called them. They said, hey, there's man's best friend in your area, right? I said, yes. They said, well, you know, we have job placement assistants with them and we hire from them. Well, when I came out and I went there, they didn't. So they said, no, absolutely not. So my partner trainer was a Domino's delivery driver before he was there. And I won't get into it now, but the only reason they hired me is because I went in there and I just basically, when they said they were going to bring me a dog that doesn't know and they were going to tell me what the dog knew, they just see my handling, kind of like asking you to handle him. I said, no, bring me an untrained dog and give me an hour and let me show you what I can do. So they liked that. And then they didn't even let me become a dog trainer. I had to be kennel staff. I promise you. Yeah, for like 2, and I took it because I'm even just thinking, you know, see what they, get my foot in the door. So long story short, just the way it worked out for me, the Lord was good to me. And the way it worked out to me, I was able to fill in, and I became the most popular. Listen, I know it sounds egotistical, but I became the most popular trainer at Man's Best Friend. I opened up their Dallas location, Atlanta location. I was their #1 across the board, yeah? But what they didn't realize was that when the doors were closed, I'm training the dogs using my own techniques. And I'm spending a lot of time there with the dogs, like I do now, okay? So a lot of times when you deal with these training companies that are franchises, the trainer that you're dealing with may not even have any experience. They take them like that because that way they don't come with their own predisposition and their own influences and do it by their books. Telling you the truth, anybody out there that doesn't believe me, apply at a training company and tell them that you have no experience, a franchise, and they're gonna love to hear that, yeah? So again, that's what we're gonna do differently, and nothing against that training company, but I'm just seeing, like, the dog just doesn't, he's not in tune with you, okay? So we just need to kind of get him in tune with you. Mom, does he do the same for you? Is it different? Is it better? Is he tighter?
I don't think so. Now, Riley does spend more time with him out.
Okay.
I spend more time with him at the house.
Right.
And we kind of go through the same deal now.
Okay.
When he sits with me, we do have a different sit.
Okay.
That's what I trained him to do from the beginning. So
Okay.
he normally, in his happy zone,
Okay.
in his normal zone, he sits in between my legs.
Okay. That's a good thing for him to learn, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to encourage that. I call that a comfy. So that is a very good thing for him to know.
We tried to reverse it. So my thing was so he could watch my back, but we never really mastered the backwards.
Okay.
But his thing is he does the front forward face.
Okay.
So I was a little worried about how he says the trainer about keeping him on the left side, because with me, majority of the time it's an automatic that he sits here.
Okay.
So he was like, well, that's okay, but just practice with him on the left side.
Well, time and place. So, like, in other words, when you're healing, it's better for him to come to a stop at your side. And so anybody out there watching, and like for you guys, yeah, how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to come to a stop and he'll stop and sit at my left. And then when I want him to be, I'm going to saddle him myself. So I'm going to step over him and then put him in between myself. Do you see what I mean? And then eventually that will lead to an understanding and context. So you do that enough and he'll start putting 2 and 2 together when he should position himself there.
Okay.
Do you see what I mean? But again, that type of stuff, that nuanced type of learning takes time. It can also be taught via command. I'm going to do that as well. Yeah, but we're trying to have a dog here that has a natural intuition.
And he
right?
really does. He picks up very quickly.
With you? Okay.
he's stubborn.
Okay. He could be a little stubborn.
His biggest
Okay.
flaw. But we were so surprised when we picked him up because it was just like, okay, he's just following. Everything was just smooth. You could even see it
Right.
in his walk, his demeanor.
Yeah.
Everything was just smooth. But to keep that going at home,
Mm-hmm.
that's where the difference came. Once
Yeah.
It took him maybe 2 days.
Okay.
2 days, and he was pretty much back at home.
And so listen, and to their credit, had they kept him for 3 months, it's more likely to stick because now you're dealing with habit. See, so I do a lot of habituation. So people try repetition and habituation. Do you understand what I mean? It's like this. Like I say this to people all the time. So let's say that you have a kid. The kid goes, and he's a bad kid. He goes to boot camp. And when he's at boot camp for 3 weeks. And every morning, 5 a.m. sharp, he has to wake up and make his bed and make it tight. The first day home after that 3-week boot camp period, he's likely going to sleep in and not make his bed.
Right.
You haven't had enough time to affect it. Same kid goes for, let's say, 6 months, a year or something. When he gets out, even if he's thinking, I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, he might be able to sleep in 30 minutes, but something's going to be nagging him. Then when he gets up, he might just think, I'm not going to do my bed today. And next thing you know, subconsciously, he's going to find himself making his bed while he makes a phone call or something. You won't even know you're doing it. It's just habit. Do you see what I'm talking about? So a lot of it is habit forming, and it takes at least 3 weeks to form a habit, but that's not even solidifying the habit. Good sit. That's just forming it, okay? Yeah, he looks gigantic next to you, though.
I don't see
He
it.
looks huge next to you, yeah. I mean, he looks big next to Dad, but damn, he looks gigantic next to you. Okay, so before you guys took him to training, how close would he stay? What was his radius like? So if you took the leash off of him before you took him to training, would he run off or would he stay close?
No, you were wrong.
He's very touchy.
Okay.
He's a people person.
So he naturally has a small radius.
Yeah.
So if you were to take that collar off, the leash off of him right now, he's not going to run off.
I don't think so.
Okay. You want to try it? It's your discretion. Yes, it's up to you. You have the power of veto.
Now, he has ran off one time
Okay.
on him.
It was raining outside though.
Okay.
And he attempted this past week, but I used his word place, which is his mat, what they
Okay.
trained him to.
Okay.
And I couldn't get him. I was like, okay, if he goes around the side of the car, he's just going out the garage. And
Okay.
I don't run after dogs.
Okay.
So
Right.
I'm just like, if he gets on that
Good
other
sit.
side, he's
Yeah.
Perfect. Gone. So I'm like, okay, we're kind of doing the back and forth.
Okay.
And then I was just like, come out, go home. And that's what got him in the house.
Oh, fantastic.
That's what we
Beautiful.
tell him to go to his bed.
Okay.
And that's what that word got him to turn around and go back in the house.
Okay.
And remember, I called you and told you that's what got him in the house is by telling him that word.
Okay. Beautiful. All right. Yeah.
After we had a conversation, I think it was our second conversation.
Okay.
We had, that night, I actually took him out that night. It was like about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
We went outside. We walked him down the street without the leash.
Okay.
And we did a few training tools
And he's not so much he's not a runner, but he's a trier.
Okay.
You know, you give him a command sometimes,
Yeah.
he'll watch you. As soon as you sit down or turn a corner, he
Okay.
might be gone. So it's
Okay.
like he knows the timing.
Okay.
He knows the eye
Yeah.
contact.
He's paying
Like,
attention.
a lot of times
Yeah.
I don't speak to him when I want him to sit down.
Okay.
He knows my body language. When I put my hands on my hips, that means you better sit down.
Yeah.
Let down.
So I prefer the body language talk too. 'Cause it's nuanced, but that shows that he's paying more attention, right? As opposed to being just completely vocal with a dog. They don't have to pay that much attention. But if they also know that your movements mean something, he'll pay a lot of attention. Like when somebody doing sign language, you have to pay attention to them. So
And
he
I
seems to
try
love
to
you
add
guys.
that too. So we do. I sign for him to eat. If I sign for him to eat, I don't speak. I just
Okay.
sign for him, and he
And he'll
goes.
eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he will eat.
Okay.
I do come. I do stop. All gone.
Okay.
I don't do the correct sign for wait, but I will put up one finger
Okay.
to wait, and
That's-
he'll just
that
stand
works.
there and stare and wait.
Okay. Perfect. That
So
works.
I try to include that, because there may be times where whomever he's with, especially when we were thinking about servicing him,
Right.
I may not be able to talk.
Yeah.
So I need you to be able to communicate another way.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the thing. He's very loving to you guys. Was he excited to see you guys when you reunited?
Yeah.
He was very excited. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He was very happy. Okay. Good. Does he? And I know he has barked at a person before. Did he? And I think I remember the answer to this. Did he interact with other dogs at all while he was at this other place?
I don't believe so. I
Okay.
think it was everybody was on a leash, so it was just
Okay.
like a passing by type deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is he reactive when he sees the other dogs?
No. We go to PetSmart and stuff all the time, and he'll have little dogs walk by and bark at him, and he'll sit there and look at them.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But he has
Wonderful.
two. He's got a multi-poo sister.
Okay.
And then we have a wicked stepsister who's
Okay.
what is it?
Chihuahua.
A Chihuahua. Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the one. He doesn't really. He plays around with her until he gets
Yeah.
tired and realizing, okay, she's gonna snap her bite.
Yeah. But she gets on him.
But the multi-poo, she's so passive.
Okay.
And
Okay.
He's doing his thing. He's seeing what he can do. This is typical.
Okay. Has he? And there's nothing wrong with what he's doing right now, as long as he, comes back to you and you reach for him. Now the other thing is, does he? Has he ever reacted to a dog?
Negatively.
Yeah.
Just between the fence.
Okay. Has he met a bigger dog than him yet?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Okay.
There are two masters that are in our neighborhood.
Okay.
And they actually, we were walking in the neighborhood,
Okay.
and we walked up and sat next to each other and took pictures, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he was fine, yeah? Okay. Awesome. All right, good. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to move on to the next stage. I'm going to introduce him to at least one dog just to kind of get a reaction from him, yes? All right, good.
Come on.